My name is Raych Jackson. Threw in a Y when I was a kid, so now it's Raych. It is August 10th, 1:22, and it is not a cloud in the sky. It's 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now, September 24th is a very important date. That is the day my debut collection of poetry comes out through Bed and Poetry. It's a Tuesday, and hopefully it's nice and sunny that day too. I don't care about the weather. I hope that everything goes well with that date, honestly. On some real shit, I've had this deal for like 2 years. And I was given enough time to figure out my life. So I knew I was gonna have to write a book when the papers got signed October of 2017. But it wasn't until last summer where I actually felt like I had something concrete. I think I was trying to slap together a book. Yeah, that's the word, where I was just like, oh, you wrote about this, put it together. But I didn't start the process of having a cohesive book until last summer, honestly. And then I sent it to a bunch of people. They were like, whack. The real process, I think I submitted the final edits like March or April, but it's been a process of like years. You know, I sent a couple preview poems and was like, what you think? And it was accepted, and I was like, yes, you know. And then what's really funny about the preview poems I sent is I can't count it out, but like 2 or 3 are now in the book. So they like the preview work, but in the past 2 years, I've been reading and writing so much that my work is not even where the initial submission of the proposal was. It's been the same. It's the same people around me, which has been fun. We are literally a bunch of poor Black kids who went downtown for an open mic, sharing blunts, bro, like putting 5 down for a bogus ass gram, like just different shit like that have already connected us. So I've already had these relationships with these people that push me. It's just a different type of love to tell a friend when their art is not good. And I think that is missing right now. And I think another reason why there are people that stay together is because that's the only trust that we have versus someone who's new that might gas me, right? I want to keep people around me that tell me when my shit sucks and when I need to come harder and work harder. In December, I sent the final copy to 22 friends. I BCC'd them, a lot of them knew it was coming, and I said, hey, I'm publishing a book next year. You don't have to read the whole thing, because I know a lot of you all are tip top and you know where you are in your writing career. If you could just look over it when you get a chance. Amazing responses. In the first poem in the book, everybody hated the same word. When I tell you I don't remember what the word was, I was trying to do some thesaurus ass shit, right? Where I'm like, oh, like let me finesse some big word. And it was in the first poem. 7 people highlighted that word. They don't know each other. That doesn't exist in a lot of collectives where you can be like, hey, what you think about this? And everyone's like, hey, watch out for this. I got your back. They had my back. And that word is not in that poem, folks. It's gone. I took it out. The book is way better now, but if I can't lean on my homies or people whose art I respect, what are we doing? Like, we gotta collaborate in some way. We gotta love on each other some way, so. It's been hard, and people have been hurting my feelings because I'm a weenie. And I think that I smile through every emotion, but I can tell when someone's being disingenuous. I think that one insecure thing that I have obviously dominated, but in the moment when I first started really taking my writing seriously again was, oh man, I'm the person that you keep introducing yourself to if you even speak to me. Like, I hang around a lot of men, so you walk in, I mean, it's men here, right? Someone walks in the room, I don't get spoken to. Like, that's a real thing that happens. Men don't introduce themselves to women in a room full of men. My name is spelled R-A-C-H-E-L. It is. When people throw in a Y, R-A-Y-C-H-E-L or R-A-Y-C-H-L, I know they don't know me. The reason there's a Y in my name is because I was like 14 in vain and tried to Google myself. And when you Google Raych Jackson, you know who pops up? Andrew Jackson's wife.
all my work would have been overshadowed, and I had the foresight, and I started spelling my name R-A-Y-C-H, and like Raych, but it's not a stage name. That's literally my name. My name is Rachel. It's not that far off, and so like, even these moments where people are either trying to get too familiar or try to drop like a famous person, like my famous homie's like stage name, and still try to figure out how like she or he can get in the room has kind of been sucking, where it's like, do you even want to talk to me, or do you want to talk to a famous homie who worked her ass off or his ass off? But I haven't been navigating it well. It's been hurting my feelings is what I'll say. I initially went into poetry as a performer, and then when I was writing this book, I was a writer. And I think that a lot of people hate on the slam poetry a lot, you know? And they're like, I'm a page poet, or page poet versus the performer poet. I don't know. I'm a writer and I write poems, and if I perform off page, I'm still the same poet, is what I've been really thinking about. You know, people have a set list, and that's awesome, but if you look out and you know that the person before you didn't do well because they landed on this topic, move around. I don't like when people go over their timing and that sort of thing, so I have a set list that I put on my iPhone notes, but then if it's like a bunch of men that are uncomfortable, I'm like, I'm gonna do this period poem and just ruin the whole vibe. Or I am like, oh, this is a very serious topic, I'm gonna actually stay with this vibe. I read the audience. Not during slams, right? So that's the thing, right? Slams, you're competing. I have, 5 poems that live in my head at any given moment. If I'm in a competition, I'm trying to destroy you. If I'm at a reading or doing a show and then everyone is having fun, then that's my vibe. It flips. I don't compete anymore, so now I'm just free loving poetrying it up. Even the Saints audition, out now through Button Poetry, written by, that's me, Raych Jackson.